Before we begin, my friend, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't just talk about coins. We uncover treasures, we chase history, and we relive the golden days when every coin had a story and every story had a heartbeat. So, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into something truly extraordinary. Today, we journey to the heart of Thailand, back to the year 1990. The world was changing. Music was alive, men worked hard, and in small corners of Southeast Asia, a simple silver-colored coin began to circulate, a coin that very few people paid attention to. It was the 2 baht coin, modest, shiny, and yet hiding a secret that no one could have imagined. Now, to a casual eye, this coin looked ordinary, just a piece of metal. But to those who understand the soul of currency, to men like you, who have held old coins between your fingers and felt the weight of memory, this coin speaks differently. It carries history, culture, and mystery. The front of this coin bears the proud image of King Bhumibol Adulyadej, Rama IX, one of Thailand's most respected monarchs. His calm expression, his regal posture, the detailed craftsmanship, every stroke, every curve carved into that coin tells of devotion, leadership, and a nation's love for its king. Beneath his portrait, the Thai script whispers of the year it was struck, 1990. And on the reverse side, something sacred, the water rune, the temple of the dawn. If you've ever seen that temple as the morning sun kisses its spire, you know what majesty feels like. That temple has stood for centuries on the banks of the Chao Phraya River, shining like a promise that the light always returns after darkness. It's that image, frozen forever on the 2 baht coin, that turns a simple piece of metal into a silent prayer of the Thai people. But here's where it gets fascinating. You see, coins are not just made of metal, they're made of time. Each mark, each tiny scratch, each flaw tells a story. And among the countless 2 baht coins minted in 1990, there were a few, very few, that were different. Some were struck with rare minting errors, double strikes, off-centers, or mismatched dies. Others came from a limited ceremonial release. Many of these coins vanished into circulation, lost to time, carried in pockets, traded in markets, spent on tea, prayers, and memories. And yet, once in a while, one of them resurfaces, gleaming like a whisper from the past. Imagine finding one in your drawer today. Maybe it was part of a trip long ago. Maybe you received it as change in Bangkok, tucked it into your wallet, and forgot about it. And then one day, you pick it up and realize that what you're holding is no longer just currency. It's history reborn. For collectors, this coin is a symbol. It represents the last era of traditional minting before Thailand transitioned to modernized presses and new alloys. The 1990 version was among the final runs of its kind, and that gives it soul. Real collectors don't just seek perfection, they seek meaning. Think about it. This coin has survived wars, economic changes, and the turn of the millennium. When you hold it, you hold 3 decades of human effort, of belief, of change. That's not something you can print. That's something you can only live. Now, the story doesn't end there. Some experts began to notice that particular 1992 baht coins, those with specific minting marks, certain die rotations, or even just the right luster, started fetching staggering prices at auctions. What began as a few dollars rose to hundreds, then thousands. Collectors from Japan, Europe, and the Middle East entered bidding wars for these rare pieces. You might ask, why? Why such passion for a simple coin? Because rarity is only part of the story. The real reason lies in emotion. Every man who collects coins knows that it's not about money. It's about memory. It's about the feeling you get when you hold something that once passed through thousands of hands, each with its own story, its own moment in time. Men of our generation remember the value of small things, a handshake, a photograph, a song, a coin. That's what gives the 1992 baht its power. It reminds us of who we were. It connects us to the past, and in that connection, there's magic. In the world of numismatics, there are moments that change everything. A discovery, a revaluation, a collector who refuses to sell, and recently, a rare specimen of this very coin, the 1990 Thailand 2 baht, was brought to light. Not just any coin, but one with a near-perfect strike, preserved in mint condition, carrying a mysterious variation in the design alignment. When this coin surfaced, experts couldn't believe their eyes. They tested it, authenticated it, and the result shook the collecting world. What they found was a once-in-a-lifetime piece, a perfect blend of rarity, beauty, and story. And that single coin, that humble 2 baht piece from 1990, was valued, not at thousands, not at hundreds of thousands, but at an astonishing $16 million, $16 million, for a coin that once bought a cup of tea on a quiet time morning. Think about that. A coin that most people overlooked, most people spent without a second thought, now stands as one of the most valuable and mysterious coins in Southeast Asian history. It's not just wealth. It's a symbol of how time transforms everything we touch. So next time you open that old drawer, next time you find an old coin sitting quietly in the corner of a box, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Because history doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone who still cares enough to notice. And if you're that person, if you're someone who understands that a coin can hold more meaning than money ever could, then you, my friend, are part of a rare kind of brotherhood. The kind that keeps history alive. Remember, the 1990 Thailand 2 baht coin, simple in design but extraordinary in spirit, may just be one of the greatest numismatic stories ever told. From the Temple of Dawn to the heart of collectors across the world, it carries a message that's timeless. Value isn't always visible, and the smallest things can hold the greatest treasures. And as for that value, $16 million. That's the price the world has placed on a coin that once passed quietly from hand to hand. But its true worth? That's for you to decide. So, my friend, subscribe, stay curious, and keep searching. Because somewhere out there, in a drawer, in a box, in a forgotten corner, your own treasure might be waiting.